Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, AJ Anthony Joshua! Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport welcomes you to the heavyweight division. 10 rounds of boxing, an eliminator for the British Heavyweight Championship and the coveted Lord Lonsdale's Challenge belt, sponsored by 666bet, JD Sports, Scott's Menswear, and WeBuyAnyHouse.com. Welcome back to our viewers joining us live here on Sky Sports Box Office, and a very warm welcome to the millions of viewers joining us live and exclusive in the USA on AWE, a wealth of entertainment. All the officials appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge, Mr. John Rees, QC. General Secretary Robert Smith, and area representative is Al Hayes. Working the red and blue corners are Richard Thomas and Barry Coulson. Timekeeper at the bell will be Colin Roberts, and our 3 scoring judges, Ian John Lewis of Gillingham, John Keane of Wellingborough, and Victor Lachlan of Paisley, Scotland. When the action begins and the bell rings, the man in charge, the man in the middle, is Mr. Terry O'Connor of Birmingham. We are in the heavyweight division, and introducing to you, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the orange trunks trimmed with black, weighing in at 17 stone 5 pounds. This is his 65th professional contest, former British and Commonwealth, former 2-time European Union heavyweight champion, and a winner, 2-time winner of the coveted Prize Fighter Series. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the warrior that is Reading's Mike'l Esprart. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, weighing in at 17 stone 2 pounds. He is undefeated, 9 contests, 9 wins, all inside the scheduled distance. The 2-time ABA champion and the winner of the Olympic gold medal. Ladies and gentlemen, honoured by Her Majesty the Queen as a member of the British Empire, from Watford, it is AJ Anthony Joshua. referee. 10 rounds, eliminated for the British Heavyweight Championship.
Spot you in the changing room, you know what expected is both. Shake hands, best of luck to both. Good lads.
Well, it's a 10-rounder with 3 judges at ringside. There's a very, very good chance they're not going to be needed because Anthony Joshua's story so far, 9 fights, total ring time, 35 minutes, 13 seconds. And his British victims, Paul Butlin, 2 rounds, Dorian Darch, 2 rounds, Matt Legg, a handful of seconds, and old Matt Skelton, 2 rounds last time out. What can Michael Sprott, who's had 8 championship-level fights in a long and distinguished career, what can he come up with to slow this juggernaut down? Coming in and giving it a go there. Sprott just trying to let Joshua know he can't have everything his own way.
Yeah, Michael Sprott will give it a go. Proud fighter, a lot of success throughout his career, but heading towards 40. Did not really. I mean, we're looking at 2 men at different stages, at different ends of their career. But while he's in there, Sprott will give it a go.
And the combination flow early here. Joshua, such a buzz around everything he does. And there's just a sense of anticipation here at the arena. Just waiting for the explosive moment. Sprott, as you say, Jim, past his best now. Right hand comes through and he's wobbled, he's shaken by that, and Joshua straight on him, and Sprott's in big trouble here. Joshua just teeing off, and Terry O'Connor says that will do it right there.
Heaven's sake!
Stunning. That should have been a bit earlier because Sprott was in big trouble.
Goodness me! And the referee, was he watching the fight or refereeing it? Goodness me, he should have stepped in a lot sooner than that. I mean, that shows you the power this man has. The punch that caused the damage was partially blocked, but he still had the power to knock Esprott onto his heels, but the referee took far too long there. It was obvious he was almost out of there. I was actually seriously worried there. Okay, Big Terry's not an athlete. He doesn't get off his mark quickly, but I was really worried for a couple of seconds there. We're dealing with seconds when you look at a young man with the power of Joshua, but once again that was terrific. But let's face it, Nick, pretty much expected.
Absolutely, but again it goes back to what we were saying earlier, Jim, that streak of ruthlessness, that right hand, he saw that he'd hurt him and he just went for the jugular, finished him off, gave him nowhere to hide. He was on him instantly.
The punch that caused it was actually partially damaged, but look at the effect it had now. Bang! Now we're looking now. A referee should be closer, looking to stop this. There, bang! Didn't look quite as bad in the replay, but there was a couple, 2, maybe 3 punches there. But there was no need for Michael Sprott to take. Bang! That's the one. That's the job finished. Job's finished. A terrific performance from Joshua.
It really is. It's the perfect 10 for Anthony Joshua. 10 fights, 10 stoppages. I swear they're getting quicker. That's brought his average down. It was nearly 4 minutes a fight. That was about 90 seconds, and poor old Michael Sprott in a bad way. He's on his feet now, which is good, and embrace, as we just see the final punches once again, and embrace between the two as they go to the middle. But yeah, you can...
I mean, those are punches he shouldn't really have been taking. Big Terry, okay, as I say, he's a big man, so it takes him a little bit of time to get moving. But thankfully, no serious damage done.
And after inflicting that damage, the big smile from the genial Anthony Joshua. How far can this man go?
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Colin Roberts recorded a time of 1 minute and 26 seconds of the first round. Referee Terry O'Connor has stopped this contest with Sprott in no position to continue. Your winner, who remains undefeated with a record of 10 contests, 10 wins, all inside the scheduled distance, it's AJ Anthony Joshua!
And you can hear exactly how this crowd in Liverpool feel about that. He's just drawing fans and admirers wherever he goes around the country, Anthony Joshua. You can see why, so much excitement around him. There's talk next of Kevin Kingpin Johnson, who at least should give him some rounds. He needs some rounds. He just isn't getting any at the moment. Getting rid of people so quickly. That's going to set us up nicely for our main event. Nathan Cleverly and Tony Bellew coming up in just a few moments. Just getting warmed up there with his trainer, Dave Coldwell. Tony Bellew, massive, massive night for him, and as you see, it's so close. Earlier in the day, it was 51-49 in favour of Bellew. That's switched the other way, but still, it's split pretty much down the middle. It's a fight you can make a case for both men, but Bellew knows and is very confident that this is going to be his night. But so too is this fellow, who has no fears coming into the other guy's backyard. He did it 3 years ago, and he says he's going to do it again, and it's going to be 2-0. That main event coming next, but first, let's hear from the big fella, AJ.
Anthony, congratulations, 10 out of 10, and yet again in no mood to get rounds in.
No, I'm glad to get the year out of the way. It's been a busy year. I'm glad to be back in Liverpool again. I'm glad that I got the victory as well in good fashion too.
Should the referee have stopped it even a little bit sooner?
No. It's a fighting game. He didn't look like he was happy to get stopped. He wanted to carry on, and so did I. Now I've got to go back to the room and do another 9 rounds of pads.
You're not going to stay and watch the Cleverly Bellew fight?
I would love to, but I've got to get back to the change room and cool down and finish off what I started.
Word for the reception you got here from the Liverpool fans?
Yeah, I think I made my debut on Knockout Scousers a few years ago with Stalker and Anthony Fowler and them lot. So I'm quite familiar with the Scousers as well. So thank you for having me again, and I'm sure I'll see you next year.
Eddie Hearn, the talk is of a step up in class in January against Kevin Johnson, who's very durable.
Yeah, that's a perfect 10 for AJ. You know, and people got to remember he's had 9 fights coming in, but when he backs you up on the ropes and he unleashes that hand speed, no one in the division, I believe, is going to stand up to him. It's going to be a great journey. January the 31st, we're looking at Kevin Johnson at the O2. It's a perfect fight for him right now. He's only had 10 fights, and by next summer, I think he's ready for anyone in the country. And he's going to be a great, great fighter. It's going to be a great journey. And again, a perfect performance tonight.
Kevin Johnson, very, very durable. Will you be looking to stop him?
Well, I don't like to make predictions, but I'll train to get in peak condition. I'll be mentally ready, and I reckon I'll be able to take him out. He's very game. I saw him when I was sparring out in the Klitschko camp. He's very verbal, and he knows how to stick around. He was in there for 12 rounds with Vitali. Chisora boxed him last, so his experience will be a good move for me to like get in there and not do something like that. Someone to take me rounds before we go right in the deep end. At least we'll be well prepared.
Well done tonight.
I kind of felt sorry for him, saying he had to go back to the dressing room and do another 9 rounds on pads and miss the main bout. Performance, would you say he is the best?